Hello and welcome you all. In this lecture, we are going to learn about the conditional or selection statements in Python. For this, you must have the prior knowledge of simple structure of Python program. What are the different data types available? What are the different tokens? And what is how the simple program gets executed in Python? That is the sequential execution of statements. In this lecture, we learn about the conditional execution of statements. Python provides us if-else statement and its different variants for carrying out conditional execution. If statement of the Python is based on a condition. This condition is made up of certain relational and logical operators. Either the condition evaluates to true or false. If condition is true, it performs certain set of actions, and if the condition is false, then will perform another set of actions. We are having different forms of if statements like if without else, if with else, if with elif, and nested if. First of all, simple if statement. For understanding this, let us consider a simple problem. We'll input a number from the user and check that whether the number is positive. If so, then we'll display a proper message. This is a simple flowchart. We'll input a number from the user, input A. We'll compare the number with A, 0. If it is greater than 0, we'll display a positive number message, and if it is not, we won't perform any action. Now, for the same problem, the Python program is we'll use the if statement here for checking the condition. First, we'll input the number from the user. Then here we are comparing a number with 0 with the help of if statement. This if is a keyword. Number greater than 0 is a logical, we can say that it is a logical expression. This condition will either be having a value true or false. If it is true, then we'll print the positive number. If the condition is false, we won't perform any action. Here the thing that you have to keep in mind is condition is followed by a sign which is a colon sign. Fine. Here the if statement is a compound statement which is having a header and a body containing indented statement. The header here in this example is number greater than 0 and the body is print positive number. This is an indented statement. It means that this is being written little bit inside the if statements. That's why it is called as an indented statement. If with else. Now we are extending the same problem. Here we are inputting a number from the user and will display will display positive if the number is greater than 0, otherwise will display negative number. So again the flowchart in a representation of the problem, will input a number from the user, will comparing the number with 0. If it is true, then we'll display the positive number. If it is false, then we'll display the negative number. The Python program for the same problem will input a number first of all, and here we are comparing the number with the help of if. Fine. If the number is greater than 0, we'll print positive. If this condition is true, then we'll print positive. And if this condition is false, then we'll come in the else area and we'll print negative number. Here the if and else are the keyword. While the number greater than 0, it is a logical expression which will evaluate either true or false, and print positive number and print negative numbers are the blocks of statements at the same indentation level. Now the if with elif, the another variant of if is if with elif. Again we are extending the same problem which we have discussed earlier. We'll input a number from the user, will display an appropriate message as 0, positive or negative on the basis of its comparison with the 0. Fine. So again we are comparing number with a 0 for equality sign. If it is 0, then we'll print 0. Elif. Elif is another keyword, one more keyword. With the elif, again you are mentioning one more condition as number greater than 0. So if the number is greater than 0, we'll print positive. Otherwise, we'll print negative. So here the if, elif and else are the keywords. Number double equals to 0 and number greater than 0, they are the logical expressions which will either evaluate to true or false, and print 0, print positive and print negative, they all are the block statements having same indentation level. Here again one thing to note, that the all conditions are followed by colon sign here. Now the nested if. As the name suggests, nested means an if statements inside another if statements. For this thing, again consider a problem. We'll input the 3 numbers from the user and we'll find the greatest number among them. We'll input the 3 numbers as A, B and C. We are comparing A with the B first of all. If it is greater than A is greater than B, if it is the condition is true, then we'll compare A with C. If this condition is true, we'll say that A is the greatest number, otherwise we'll say that C is the greatest number. And if this condition is false, it means that if A is not greater than B, then we'll compare B with C. If this condition is true, I'll say that B is greater than C, otherwise C is greater than C is the greatest number. Fine. So for implementing this flowchart into a Python program, this is a Python program. First number into, we'll input the first number into A, second into B and third into C. Then this is the nested block of this if statement and this is a nested block of this else statement. Fine. If this condition is true, A is greater than B, this condition is true, this block is going to be executed, and if this condition is false, then this particular block is going to be executed. So I can say that these are the nested blocks. This is a nested block of if and this is a nested block of else. So if A is greater than B, we'll compare A with C, and if this is false, then I'll compare B with C. The points to remember with if is, if must contain a valid condition which either evaluates to true or false. If or elif must be followed by a valid condition. It means that it should map of certain relational or logical operators. Your condition must always be followed by a colon sign. It is mandatory, and statements inside the if must be at the same indentation level. So in this lecture, we have learned the conditional execution of statements in the Python, that is the if-else statements and its usage, nested if-else statements and different examples for learning if-else statement. Thank you.